Well, because of the officiating and some of the calls, they're certainly creating some tense moments there on the floor. But there was also some
Yeah.
tension and some jawing back and forth between the players who weren't even suited up, even fans getting involved. What'd you make of that part of the game?
Well, when Matt Barnes is involved, that's sort of a separate element from the rest of the series because that's just who Matt Barnes is. And as for the Durant and LeBron James moment where they're jawing at each other, that's just 4 games into a series. That happens every playoff series. I don't make much of that. It was a more physical game than the previous games, and maybe you'll see a little more of that tonight, depending on how it's going competitively. But that's pretty typical what you see during a playoff series. When it starts to get good, you don't see as much of that in blowouts unless somebody is really embarrassed.
We know how Kevin Durant feels about it, but what did you make of LeBron standing there on the sidelines talking to Steve Kerr like they're just kind of out to lunch having a conversation?
Well, that's Steve, for one, because Steve Kerr is one of the most respected and well-liked individuals in the entire league and has such an even-keeled demeanor. And LeBron's a pretty chill guy. He's more of a peacemaker than one to get into somebody's face. Even the exchange with Durant was relatively calm. They're just sort of standing there talking. He's not an agitator, and he's not one to stir things up typically. So knowing those two guys a little bit, that's pretty much who they are.
All right, so last year we saw Draymond Green get suspended because of a shot below the belt. Zaza Pachulia did the same thing. Why isn't he sitting out?
I don't know the answer to that. I'll say this: the shot, it was below the belt because of the baggy shorts. It probably wasn't as bad as people sort of reacted to it. But he did kind of take I don't know. It was more of a jab than a swing. But to me, I guess what I'm surprised by is less so that he's not suspended than he wasn't fined or anything. That surprises me for taking I don't know what you want to call it. It wasn't really a swing, but taking a jab at another player. I guess the only thing I can figure, and I'm hoping to see Kiki Vandeweghe from the league today and ask him that question myself, but the only thing I can figure is that in the context of that scrum where everybody's on top of everybody, they just decided to let it go because nothing really happened out of the end of it.